Hello and welcome to this short video on using 5 tips to help you manage chronic pain while you're doing housework. My name is Sue Webb and I'm a clinical psychologist who specialises in helping people to manage chronic pain. So these are 5 quick ideas that you can use just to make the housework a little bit easier. Number 1, pace yourself. Plan what you need to do and be realistic about what's achievable. You may want to do different rooms or tasks on different days, so you're not doing everything at once and getting exhausted. Because what you want to really avoid is that boom-bust cycle of doing loads and loads of things at once and then feeling completely whacked and not able to do anything at all for the next few days. Break your housework down into smaller tasks and pace yourself through the day. Avoid overexertion by having frequent small breaks and alternating between different types of activities. So you can you manage some tasks perhaps while you're sitting down, maybe, dusting some ornaments or tidying a drawer while you're sitting at the dining table, or for some people they find that they can actually iron with the ironing board at sitting height. I do think that's a bit more tricky, but you can try it out and see whether that's something that suits you. Try and listen to your body and rest when you need to, because what you want to do is to make sure you don't push yourself too much and then end up in a lot of pain for the next few hours or few days. Remember that your muscles can really benefit from even having 5 minutes of rest. So doing a mix of standing and some things sitting and some a little bit of walking can actually help at the end of the day to preserve your energy levels. Number 2, modify your movements. So try to think about adapting your movements and using things like ergonomic tools or other helpful devices to minimize the strain on your body. So for example, using long-handled tools for cleaning. So a lot of vacuum cleaners will have all sorts of extra bits and pieces that normally we wouldn't really look at twice, but actually if they have long handles for getting the cobwebs out from the corners of the rooms, or much lighter ways of being able to hoover the stairs, then things like that will help to lessen the strain on your body. You can get various reachers like grabbers to pick up objects from the floor so that you're not having to bend over quite so much. Cordless vacuum cleaners are often a lot lighter than the corded versions. I know sometimes the batteries don't last quite as long, but actually that might not be a bad idea, because if the battery runs out, that's a sign that you need to sit and rest for a little while. Ask people to help you with the chores, particularly if they live with you or if they offer to come in and help. There are absolutely no medals for doing chores all on your own. So, this is about you preserving your energy levels for enjoying lots of other stuff other than household things. And if a friend comes over and helps, then hopefully you've got a bit of extra energy to actually enjoy their company at the end of it all. Find some techniques that reduce the impact on your joints or muscles and make the tasks more manageable. The other thing to be mindful of is some of the cleaning products that you're using. Some chemicals can have very strong scents in them, and things like bleach and that can actually trigger headaches and just generally, things that people are very sensitive to. So trying to find some perhaps products with less scent in them or less chemical smells can also be useful. Number 3, use proper body mechanics. So pay attention to your posture and your movements while you're performing your housework. Lift objects properly by bending your knees and by using your leg muscles rather than straining your back. Avoid repetitive movements which can aggravate pain, and try and maintain a neutral spine position wherever possible. Number 4, prioritise and delegate tasks, as we were saying a bit earlier. So identify the most important tasks and focus on those while you kind of let go of some of the non-essential chores. It's very common for all of us to assume that if we have an opportunity to do something like the housework, we've got to do it all in a couple of hours flat. And if you're suffering from a long-term condition and you have some chronic pain, that's not going to be helpful. So trying to think about perhaps what your good enough rule is, what would be the basics that you need to have done in the house in order to feel a bit calmer. Anything else is just the icing on the cake. So try to perhaps be kind to yourself and just make sure that if you have the essentials done, then that's good enough. Delegate tasks to family members or consider hiring some help if you can afford that. And remember that it's okay to ask for assistance when it's needed. Managing chronic pain requires that you prioritise your self-care in order to reduce the stress on your body. So you really need to be putting yourself first with this. Tip number 5, apply self-care techniques. So incorporate self-care techniques into your routine to manage your pain and promote relaxation. This might include applying heat or cold compresses to painful areas, practicing deep breathing exercises to painful areas, and use relaxation techniques. I have 3 YouTube videos on my website, www.suewebpsychology.com. You're very welcome to go to those and download those and use them. Things like those kinds of exercises are really useful for unwinding very tight, tense muscles that contribute to pain. Other relaxation techniques like meditation or guided imagery are great, or trying to do some gentle stretching exercises to improve your flexibility and reduce muscle tension can also be really useful. The other thing is to make your housework fun. So sometimes putting on your favourite music and dancing whilst you're doing a bit of cleaning in the kitchen or washing up, or a bit of dusting, can get your endorphins flowing. You can get the pleasure hormones flowing. And these are the body's natural painkillers. So they're the best sort of painkillers to have. And don't forget to have something nice to treat yourself with when the chores are over, so that you can enjoy your achievements. Just sit in the house and enjoy feeling that the house is a bit cleaner or a bit tidier. Don't worry if something's not perfect, or if somebody who helps doesn't do it in quite the way that you would. Use this good enough rule and ask yourself if it looks a bit cleaner or a bit tidier or a bit fresher than it did yesterday. If it does, it's good enough. So those are my 5 tips for managing chronic pain when you're doing your housework. Do remember that it's essential to consult your healthcare provider or your pain specialist for more personalised advice and guidance on managing your chronic pain while you're doing housework tasks. And thank you for watching, and good luck.